Toronto's annual Salsa on St. Clair festival that left 2 people dead and several others injured. The incident has shocked Canada, where public mass shootings remain relatively rare, and has sparked a massive police investigation as authorities continue searching for the suspects responsible. Well, the shooting took place on Saturday evening near the intersection of St. Clair Avenue West and Arlington Avenue in Midtown Toronto. Thousands of people had gathered for the 22nd edition of the Salsa on St. Clair Festival, one of Canada's largest let-in street festivals. Every year, the event attracts huge crowds with live music, dance performances, cultural exhibitions, food stalls, and family-friendly activities. And what began as a celebration quickly turned into chaos when multiple gunshots rang out in the middle of the crowded festival. And according to the police, officers received reports of gunfire, and within minutes, emergency responders, ambulances, and heavily armed police units rushed to the area. Initial reports created fears of an active shooter situation, prompting authorities to urge people in order to avoid the neighborhood. However, after securing the area, police clarified that there was no active shooter on the loose at the scene. When officers reached the location, they found multiple victims suffering from gunshot wounds, and authorities later confirmed that 2 men have died in the attack, while several others were shot and injured. The injured were rushed to the nearby hospital for the emergency treatment, and police have not yet released details regarding the identities of the victims or the conditions of all those who survived. And as investigators piece together the events, Toronto Police Deputy Chief Frank Barreto revealed that the shooting appears to have been an exchange of gunfire between at least 2 armed individuals who were targeting each other. Investigators believe that the gunmen opened fire in the middle of the crowded festival without regard for the hundreds of innocent people surrounding them. Police described the incident as a reckless and despicable act that placed countless festival goers in immediate danger. Panic spread across the area as families, children and visitors ran for safety. Videos circulating on social media showed frightened people fleeing through the streets, while police vehicles, armored response units, fire crews and ambulances flooded the neighborhood. Investigators have now established 3 separate crime scenes around the festival area. Police confirmed that 2 firearms have been recovered, but no apprehension have been made so far. Authorities are actively searching for multiple suspects believed to have been involved in the shooting. Officials are reviewing CCTV footage from nearby businesses, surveillance cameras and videos that are recorded by festival attendees. Police have appealed to the members of the public who witnessed the incident or captured photographs and videos to come forward, saying that every piece of evidence could prove crucial in identifying all those responsible. Although authorities have assured residents that there is currently no ongoing threat to the public safety, and the investigation remains one of Toronto Police's highest priorities. Well, the shooting has drawn strong reactions from political leaders across Canada, as Ontario Premier Doug Ford said that he was devastated by the senseless violence that claimed 2 lives and injured several others. He extended his condolences to the victims' families and everyone affected by the tragedy. Toronto Mayor Olivia also condemned the attack, calling it an unacceptable act of violence at one of the city's most cherished cultural events. She pledged that Toronto Police would receive every resource necessary in order to identify and arrest all those responsible, while continuing efforts in order to remove illegal firearms from the city streets. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney also expressed shock over the incident, saying that he was horrified by the deadly shooting. He offered his prayer and condolences to the victim, their families and everyone impacted by the attack. The tragedy is particularly significant because Toronto has long been regarded as one of North America's safest major cities. While gun violence does occur, fatal public shootings involving multiple victims are relatively uncommon compared to many other large cities. Canada's strict firearm regulations, strengthened after the 2020 Nova Scotia mass shooting that claimed 22 lives, were designed to reduce the risk of such incidents. However, this latest shooting comes just weeks after another deadly gun attack in Montreal, raising fresh concerns about public safety and illegal firearms despite Canada's tough gun laws. Well, the Salsa on St. Clair Festival has been celebrated for more than 2 decades as a symbol of diversity, culture and unity in Toronto. And every year, thousands of residents and tourists gather to enjoy Latin American music, dance and cuisine in a peaceful atmosphere. Well, this violence has left organizers, participants and local residents deeply shaken, and forensic teams continue examining evidence from the scene while detectives work to reconstruct the sequence of events. Authorities have not yet disclosed a possible motive behind the shooting or confirmed whether the suspects are known to be the victims. Well, the investigation remains ongoing and police say that identifying and arresting all those responsible is their top priority. And as Toronto mourns the lives lost in this senseless act of violence, questions remain about how such a deadly attack unfolded in the middle of one of Canada's largest public festivals. Investigators hope witness statements, surveillance footage and forensic evidence will soon help bring all those responsible to justice and provide answers to a city searching for all of them. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.